icks me. It gives me the ick. Hello besties, it's Kara. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to be doing my September wrap up. I almost forgot what month it was. I can't even keep up anymore. So I did read only 4 books in the month of September, which is fine. It's quality over quantity. I'm just gonna quickly talk about them. This will probably be a pretty short and sweet video. All that being said, make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with goodreads, my Amazon wish list, that is down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, and read me. And let's just get right into it. So before we start, to add some content to this video, out of the 6 books that I put on my TBR for September, which ones I actually read, so obviously I failed because I only read 4 books. We're just gonna see out of the 4 books that I read which ones were actually on my TBR for September. So I'm gonna put all of the books on my TBR for September. Okay, so I actually read 4 books out of my 6 for my monthly TBR. So I did in fact stick to my monthly TBR, which is a slay. I feel like that's a win. Now let's just get into my thoughts and everything like that. Right, so I only have 2 physical copies and the other 2 I read on Kindle. So first one I read was Collide by, I don't even want to try to butcher the author's name. Okay, sorry, the book is like In the Sun and I'm not in the sun, so it's just gonna be overexposed. First book in the Off the Ice series. This is the indie version of the book, and basically it's about these 2 main characters. The female main character's name is Summer, and she has to do this kind of like research project on like hockey players. She wants to be a sports psychologist, so she does not like the sport of hockey. She does not have like a very good history or background with it. There's lore, and she ends up having to be stuck with a hockey player, the captain. Like, to start off, you know, hockey players in romance books, especially college ones, are just like crazy. They're partying, they're drinking. Something like that happens on a different campus, and he basically, without getting like put on probation or something along those lines, or getting in trouble for all of those things, he has to agree to help like her research project. And she does not like him, obviously, because she doesn't like hockey players, so they kind of butt heads at the beginning. And I'm pretty sure she helps him with some schoolwork as well. It's like one of those like kind of tutor research project college romances, and I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. I don't remember too much from it other than it being kind of like more physical relationship. I liked the side characters. I liked the just dynamic overall. It's just a classic like hockey romance. I had fun. It was just quick. It was mindless, I guess, if you will. I don't think I'm gonna continue with the series. I'm not really sure. I didn't like fall in love with like it too much. Would I recommend it? Probably if you want something like fun, but just don't go in with the expectations of this being like the best thing ever, because it was alright. It serves its purpose. I finally got this off my physical TBR. I think I've had it on there for well over a year now. It was about time. 3 to 5 stars. Alright, next book that I read was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. To sum it up, basically this woman, I don't remember her name. This woman, Samantha, basically like brings in this cat that I think she found somewhere to this veterinary, what is the word? This like pet hospital or whatever. And that's where she meets Xavier, the male main character. Basically he like put down this cat. Like, this cat is not gonna live. It's just gonna suffer. Like, you're not doing it any good if you let it live. And she was like, watch me. She made a GoFundMe page, raise money to have this surgery for this cat. It's this whole thing. She comes back to prove to him that like, hey, look, I did this, and then basically like asks her out. But the thing is, her mom has dementia, so definitely check out trigger warnings for this book. It was very emotional. So she has to move back to, I believe it's California, to be with her mom and help her family take care of her mom. So they only get like 1 date together, and then she like leaves like the next day or something. Basically it's a story of like these 2 people who had just like one amazing day and just cannot stop thinking about each other and try to make a long distance work. I don't know, it teaches you a lot about how hard it is to be like in a long distance relationship. Abby Jimenez is one of my favorite authors, but there was just something about this book that just like did not really hit for me. I mean, I think the ending was really sweet, so I bumped it up to a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I like enjoyed my time for most of the time. A couple things I didn't like from like what I remember is Rhysand from the ACOTAR series was mentioned, and it was like language that we we use, like original experience, which maybe to you guys that's fine, but like I heard original experience probably like 3 times in this book, and I was like, okay. And then I think TikTok was mentioned as well, and I'm just like, when I want to read a fictional book, I don't want to hear our language. Like, I don't know what it is, I just want to be able to escape reality. And when I'm reading about like language and stuff that happens in the real world, I feel like I can't connect with it. It gives me the ick. I feel like this book was also just like a little bit long, but it like made sense to why it was long, because they had to go through all these months of trying to work things out. Like Abby Jimenez's books always are. There is always a lot more to the romance. This one, I don't know if I mentioned, I think it's like her most emotional book yet. But I also did not like that it was a little too like instant lovey. Like I feel like their first interaction, the way that they like asked each other out or something was really like weird. I feel like the characters were very like surface level. Like there was really no like depth to them, at least at the very beginning of the book. I feel like their interactions were just really weird. This one definitely had emotional depth to it while also being too instant lovey. Would I recommend? Not as your first Abby Jimenez book. She has plenty of other books that are really good, and I would recommend. Still like 3.5 out of 5 stars is still good. I'm now all caught up on Abby Jimenez's books, which I think is crazy. All right, next up is another book that I read on my Kindle. I actually got it from the library, and it is Skyshade by Alex Astor. So this is the 3rd book in the Lightlark series, I think it's just what it's called, and I've been meaning to read this for so long. I think I read Nightbane. I don't know if I read Nightbane this year. It might have been last year at this point, which is crazy. Like I said, meaning to continue with the series, and I ended up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is good. Basically, this series, because it's a 3rd book in a series, I can't talk like too much about it, but the series overall is about this woman named, I believe it's Isla, but I was pronouncing it as Isla, so I don't know which one it is. So she is part of one of 6 realms, and every 100 years they get sworn into this like island, I guess, or this place that is called Lightlark, and they have to go through a bunch of like, it's not like trials, but they're like demonstrations. Every realm does their own demonstration to kind of like show off their power. One of them has to die so that they can break the curses that are all on all of them. That's kind of like the gist. There is a love triangle between her and 2 other people from the 6 realms, which I usually don't love a love triangle, but this one's kind of good, and I know my team. Just the magic system is like nothing I've ever read from before. I feel like the writing is very good. It is a young adult series, which I also think is good because I can understand it a little better than a adult fantasy. This one was like good, but I feel like it was kind of giving like filler book. Like I know things had to happen because of how the last book ended, but I feel like our female main character just like switched her mind too much. Like I feel like she needed to really like hone down in this book what she really wanted, and she kind of did, but she also just kept like thinking about the other guy and kept bringing him up, and I feel like she was not loyal, like emotionally loyal to our male main character. There was just a lot of information that was thrown at me that I had to like learn and remember that she was also learning at the same time. I'm excited to continue with the series. I don't know if there's going to be any more books after the one that's coming out in December, I think it is, but it's just fun. I would recommend the series. I definitely think my favorite is still the 1st book. Like that book was just like so good. We'll see where it goes. I'm very nervous. I just hope everybody's well. I just don't even know what to expect with Alex Astor. Would recommend 3.5 out of 5 stars. We'll see how the series goes. And then last but not least, for my September wrap up, I read Seeing Red by Bailey Hannah. So this is the 2nd book in the Wells Ranch series. This one was a accidental pregnancy, which if y'all know me is like one of my least favorite tropes, but this one was actually kind of like okay. I tolerated it. So I give it a 3.75 out of 5 stars, which like just give it a 3.5, give it a 4. I'm very specific about my ratings. Basically, this is about Chase, whose nickname is Red, and a woman named Cassidy. And basically, Cassidy grew up in this small town of Wells Canyon, I think it's called. Basically, she, well, like one night sees like her ex and the girl that he cheated on her with, like in a bar, and she wants to like get back at him. So she propositions Chase here to have a one night stand and make it a very public display. Lo and behold, she becomes pregnant, and it's just kind of her journey through this like pregnancy basically, which I usually really don't like. But this one I feel like was done in a way that I didn't feel the female main character was acting acting like really strange. Like I know like there's hormones involved in like pregnancy. I feel like this one wasn't like too annoying and too like heavy on a lot of the aspects that comes with all of that. So our female main character also was like a plus size or like a bigger size female main character, which I did like the diversity or inclusivity or representation. Maybe that's more the word. Like the different body type representation was good. It was just like, it was really, really sweet. I just like seeing that he really like, I don't want to say the word locked in because that's like a little weird. Really like was set on like being a father for this child and being there for them, and even being there for our female main character. She didn't want like a relationship or anything like that like, at all. Like she didn't want to do that because she thought like if it went south then it would be bad for the kid. He really just like cared so much and was just so excited to like be a dad to this child, and it was just like the cutest thing I think I've ever read from in my life. He was just like so sweet. But I feel like the female main character like just did him so dirty. I don't even know how to describe it, but like she didn't like play him. But basically one aspect I did not like about this book is that it turned into a very like physical relationship during her pregnancy, and that's just like something I don't like reading about that. Like every single chapter or every other chapter or every like 3 chapters just didn't make things better for him because he has some trauma to him, which I like a tortured male main character. I will say it again and again and again. I don't know, she just like really wasn't helping him in any of that aspect. I feel like he deserved better overall. I love the series. I think the vibes are fun of like the small town and the ranch aspect of it, but again, I just don't like accidental pregnancy. I didn't think I was gonna love this book, but I definitely was surprised on how much more I tolerated it than all the other ones that I've read. I would recommend the first one. I think it's really fun. I'm excited to continue with the series. I think the next one might be Second Chance, which is again not one of my favorite tropes, but Bailey Hannah is proving me in this book to like a trope that I possibly don't always like. 3.75 out of 5 stars. That is it for my September wrap up. Like I said, only read 4 books, but at this point that is okay with me. As long as I'm reading at least a book a month, I will be fine with that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to follow out my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, like that is linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, and read me. And I will see you guys next week for a reading vlog. Finally, it's been so long since we've done a reading vlog. It's gonna be fun and it's gonna be fall related. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!